everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Greta and let's have some fun. I love this time of year. Spring is coming. You get to this like transition period where you get to wear all sorts of different fragrances because the weather is so like up and down. You get to wear stronger ones, musky ones, comforting ones, light ones. Like I like this time of year because I have so much fun clamoring through my collection. So I've been spending the last week or two really circling through my collection and picking up bottles I haven't worn in a while and kind of remembering how much I love them. So I want to have some fun with you today and go through some of them. And as promised, I have a giveaway for you too. So somewhere in there there's going to be a giveaway. So stay tuned for that too. Let me do this first. So, I also got some fragrances from Lux SB sent to me. And with that, I did pick some that, one I wanted to explore and another I had a sample of, but wasn't really a good sampling. Tried in the department stores and I thought I'd really like to get one of these because they are 9 ml, which is a really significant size. Now, I did cancel all of my other subscription services. I was getting them all and I just kind of had so much and kind of just ran through them and I just nixed them all. But I do like this one. They really expanded. They have designer and niche. And I actually did pick designer and niche and a brand I never heard of before. So I'll tell you really quick about these two. And this one, I do have a discount code for you too. So your first month is only $10.37. And then after the programs start at like $15.95 a month. But again, you get 9 mLs, not 7 or 8 like the other ones, which is kind of cool and generous. And I do like this type of packaging better. I'm not thrilled with what Scentbird did. Scentbird changed to these clamshell things. And then if you take it out of the center, it's a rounded bottom and you can't put it away. That kind of drives me nuts. Whereas I prefer these. And there's a label on them. If I go to Royalty Scents, they have this packaging, but they don't label these tubes, and that drives me insane. So Lux SB gets the points for packaging. It's the biggest one, and it is in these where I can take them out and put them in my lipstick case. They fit. There's a flat bottom, and there's a name on here, Score. They're the only one that does that. So I'm thrilled about that. So let's start with this one. Jimmy Choo, I Want Choo. I kept hearing about this and the I Want Choo Forever, was trying to try them. I did, after I got this, go into the mall and I did try the Forever one. I like them both. I like this. I actually wanted, because I already went through half of it, I actually wanted to get the whole bottle of this. After trying it, kind of like tied my hands down and said, finish this first, because usually, it'll be another month or two later. And why put it in this month's budget when it can be in that month's budget, right? So, but this one is perfect for spring too. It's really fruity. Let's see, I love this one. It's mandarin orange and peach, and then you get some white florals and a vanilla base. And it's just this perfect, light, fruity floral, perfect for spring, perfect for summer too. You can, like, this time of year is so perfect because it's substantial enough that you could really wear this year round. But there's something about fruity florals that I really enjoy in the spring. This is so good. I really like this one. I was spraying it up. I've been wearing a lot of heavy fragrances. This is lighter. I do have to spray a lot more of this one, but really liking it. The I Want Choo Forever is really similar. Like, it's a true flanker, just a little bit richer. And I think it has a little bit of this like cherry almond kind of like almondy nuance to it. But I love them both. I really like this one. So the Jimmy Choo I Want Choo. I have to say also, I really like the people at Lux SB. They are so nice. And they're also dog people, which I kind of like. I like dog people. Dog people are cool, They have dog, like the owner's dog is always there at headquarters. And that just kind of like takes a piece of my heart because I like dog people. But this one now, yeah. Okay, so Fair Parfums. I never heard of this house or this brand. This is why I like trying these. Bisou. Okay, the notes sounded really cool. I was like, let me try that. I don't like it. It opens with black pepper, and I mean black pepper. Like you just had the waiter crack the pepper over your salad and you just have this big fat waft of black pepper, like just black pepper. It's not really something I want on my skin. Like I'm gonna sneeze. Like that's how I feel like. There's so much pepper. I'm gonna sneeze from this. Oof. Now I saw the notes, I'll put them on the screen, and I thought they were gonna be really cool. I'm like, violet, love powdery, Styrax, love that. It's like a resinous, sticky resinous kind of thing, sweet. And I'm like, I didn't get that. It's the black pepper. And then the black pepper finally goes away, and then it kind of all goes away. Like, I don't know, I was just really underwhelmed with this one. You can see how full it is, because focus, let's get this to focus. I didn't even really use any because I really didn't care for this one. But thank goodness it doesn't hurt so much when you buy it from these places. Yeah, didn't like it. Next up, I kind of wanted this one as part of my collection, and it's the Parfums de Marly halting. Now, I got the sample of it, and I had tried it, thought it was great. Had a little bit different experience in the mall, so I really wanted some of it on my shelf. But now, I really like it. To me, it is, you do have that sweet note in there, that sweet saffron from Baccarat Rouge. It's kind of like Oud for Greatness. However, they add in this praline note in there. And by adding in that praline note, they've really kind of fleshed it out. Where to me, Oud for Greatness is kind of like an ashtray. Way too much of that smokiness, and not really in a good way. It really is like an ashtray with this stream of this ribbon of that sweet Baccarat Rouge saffron note that's everyone knows. It can kind of be good on some skins, and I just thought there was something a little harsh and two-dimensional about it, where I really like what halting did. They really kind of just rounded it out with this sweet praline note that kind of fills those voids and gives it this more voluptuous, sweet kind of thing to it, so it's not like an empty ashtray. However, once it starts to dry down, you really get that classic men's cologne kind of scent to it. So it really is men's. I have a hard time wearing this or recommending it to a woman. I mean, maybe it's different on your chemistry, but that clary sage and lavender in there really kind of gives it that classic men's kind of fougere-like fragrance kind of aspect to it. Like it's a facet of this fragrance. You have all that other stuff I was talking about, but then there's this facet that really erupts as it dries down a couple hours later, and it's a men's fragrance. It's just masculine. When I tried it again at Nordstrom's, I wasn't getting that as much. However, I did spray paper and I didn't stick around for that dry down. But even the employee agreed, yeah, it's really masculine smelling. But I do enjoy that beginning, and I do like it leaps and bounds above Oud for Greatness. I really like this. So it was cool to have this in the 9 ml to kind of add to my collection. Next up, again, circling around back to some fragrances, tried Gabby's fragrance, Chocolate Queen by Navitus, and man, I swear this has just gotten so much better. Like it was really good when I got it. There's something so delicious about this without being cloyingly sweet. Like this is all like gourmand. I mean, you have your melted chocolate and then sprinkled in some chopped hazelnuts, added a little bit of dulce de leche to like swirl in there. Starts to dry down more and you really get that Irish cream note, but that chocolate and hazelnut doesn't go away, but it gives this nice, like, cozy kind of vibe to it. I really, really like this. It's just so yummy. This is really yummy. I've been trying to steer away from really, like, appetite-inducing gourmands, but this one isn't too sweet, where it's sweet enough, but it's not so sweet that it's kind of like you get tired of it. And then you have those woods that come in there and temper it a little bit too. That I really like this one, the Chocolate Queen, and I think you can still get this. Man, that girl keeps selling out of this one too. So I would grab this one. I do have a discount code with Navitus too, Greta 10, to save you 10%. I do like their discovery kits too. They're really generous, but Chocolate Queen. Next, I did also haul this, which is perfect timing for the season, is the final Sora Dora that I hadn't had yet. Now, this one is really not talked about a lot. So, you know, I wanted to talk about this one, Greasque. I do like that it's green. Like, they all have a different color that kind of coordinates. I think what happens is, and to myself also, you get that discovery kit and there's some that just really steal your heart, like Mandorle and Orchidee Rouge, that just really stole my heart. Gladiator, I love. It's great in warm weather. But Greasque, I never even paid attention to, because, you know, when you're going through a discovery kit, you tend to kind of get a lot of the top notes and like which one grabs you. And I never even paid attention to this one because of those opening notes I'll get to in a second. But I sat down with this and kind of powered through after that top note to figure it out. So this one opens with peppermint and basil, and it gives you a really photorealistic, like peppermint in the garden, but you also have the fresh basil right next to it in your little garden outside. It's so photorealistic. It's incredible and fresh. Now that lasts for an hour, and I'm not a huge peppermint fan. I think it's better on men. I'm not a big peppermint fan or basil, like very green things. I don't typically care to wear myself. I like them better on a man. So that stays for an hour. Then from hour 1 to 2, it's kind of in this transitionary kind of period where that fresh basil mint wanes away, mellows out, and you start to get a little bit more of this vetiver and clary sage that gives it a little bit more of this masculine kind of feel to it again. But I really like it. It kind of, you know, that's that middle zone. It's kind of cool. You can tell there's things in motion. It's kind of a dynamic stage from hour 2 to 3. Once it gets to hour 3, this is where I really like it, hour 3, it dries down and you get the caramel in there. Nobody ever seems to stick around for that caramel. The caramel is amazing, but it's not really so overt like in Orchidee Rouge. It's more mellow, making it really unisex. It's not overly sweet, but it's sweet. Like, it's there, it's sweet, and it's cozy. It definitely is like a bubble that you can smell, but it doesn't project to other people, making it really nice and work appropriate, especially opening kind of green, then with those masculine kind of clary sage and vetiver, kind of more earthy kind of mid, right, you know, in the middle zone between hour 2 and 3, definitely gets this more earthy kind of tone to it. But I really love when that caramel comes through. The caramel they use at Sora Dora is so good. It's this beautiful, like, liquid caramel sauce. That's so good. But that's the stage that then lasts for hours and hours. I don't know, I fell asleep, but hours and hours, and I really enjoy that stage. It's just, for me, I have a hard time getting through that first hour, but I think on a man, that's amazing. And I think this house is amazing. I've been waxing poetic about them. I just absolutely love Sora Dora and the work they're doing. And this one really deserves a little more attention. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, it's peppermint fragrance, cool. Peppermint obviously doesn't last forever. So, but that is Greasque by Sora Dora. Another fragrance I have been circling back to. Now, you know, I always circle back to my House of Sillage, and one of them is Haute Bijou. I have been circling back to this. I think I featured it in another video. So delicious. I really like this in springtime because that grapefruit mango is just such a gorgeous, vibrant pop. Really like this. The other one, man, I forgot how good this is the Passion de l'Amour Nouvelle Liaison. Now, Passion de l'Amour is one of their best sellers. It was also, this and Cherry Garden were my first purchases from the house. I didn't like this one so much. I had the candle too. I'm starting to get used to it a little more. The patchouli in here, it's like a patchouli raspberry, but the patchouli in here is kind of like, I kind of figured it out yesterday. I was like, it's kind of like a sex smell. Like, I know that sounds weird, but it kind of has that kind of vibe to it. Like, yeah, which is very sexy and sultry. I can see that, how it just gives that musky scent smell, kind of sex smell. But I just never really could jive with this one. Love this one. And it's in the men's packaging, which I do love, but this one is extremely unisex. I just found this one so much better, so much smoother, so much more my style. It's woody, it's got that classic vanilla musk base, woody, slightly powdery, slight kind of suede-like feel to this, really like undertone to it. You definitely get a really well blended oud rose, but this is a really sexy oud rose, very palatable, very easy to wear. This is not a more challenging one by any stretch. And it does have that touch of leather, but again, if you're worried about leather, it's not a leather that you really feel. It's not like, you know, Cherry Punk even is a little bit of this like sassy kind of leather thing going on in there. It's a more elegant kind of suede undertone to it. It's not overt at all. So sexy. I just love this one. Now, House of Siege is so amazing. I absolutely love those people. They are just phenomenal over there. And they allowed me to pick what I wanted to do in this giveaway. And honestly, it was so hard for me because I'm like, you know, there are so many that I love. And plus some keep going out of stock. You know, I would have done mini, but mini, they were sorry, we don't really have any in stock. And then they did get a couple, sold out in a minute. Not to say that I wouldn't do one in the future with them. We're leaving that door open. There might be one, so stick around with me. But I decided to give you guys a choice because I know there's a lot of men that want to know what's really good for them. And I really like this and the Batman one on men, but this is just so sexy. I decided to give you a choice of Haute Bijou because it is one of their best sellers. Haute Bijou is one of my favorites too, or you can pick the Passion de l'Amour Liaison. And I am opening this up to Europe because I will be in Europe. I can bring it with me and ship from there and not worry about any kind of customs or expensive shipping or anything like that. There will be no massive fees or anything. So it is open for Europe. So I'm really excited for some of you to get your hands on some of these. I will try to do more. I really, really love this house. So you get to choose. Let me know down in the comments which one you like, which one you're thinking of. And I'll pick a winner. I'll give it like 5 days, 5 or 7 days. I'll put down in the description box the deadline. Okay, Roja Parfums, and I'm seeing this kind of go out in PR, so I wanted to kind of explain a little bit. So yes, they are discontinuing a bunch of their fragrances. They also have this new Taif Oud that's going around. It is in a gorgeous gold box. Now I did get this sent to me as well, but the Taif Oud is not new. It is new packaging. It has now been moved from Fortnum & Mason. This is, I'll put up a picture of the old packaging. This is the same Taif Oud as the Fortnum & Mason exclusive. To my understanding, they're no longer doing exclusives with Fortnum & Mason. They wanted to continue this very successful fragrance, so they have moved it into their Oud collection under the Roja umbrella in-house. It is the exact same fragrance. I do have the Fortnum & Mason in a travel. I personally I use a label maker and put a little sticker on here because it does wear off. The print on these travel atomizers are gold and very faint to begin with and hard to read, and they will wear off with handling. So I put stickers on if it's been handled for a bit, and I also try to leave them in the box, but this is identical. I've also confirmed with Roja Parfums that it is the same fragrance. Now, Taif Oud is really kind of an ode to the beautiful Taif roses in the mountains of Saudi Arabia, where those roses are from. So it's a very particular type of rose. So it does open a little bit of aldehydes to it, but it is really a rose, a Taif rose and oud with some frankincense for depth. Definitely kind of straddles that West and East kind of style. I don't find this really too kind of Eastern world where it's challenging. yet, you know, not really like as some of the other easier to wear rose and oud, like Sagelina exclusive or even the EBK fragrances. Like it is a little bit more richer and definitely unisex, maybe even, you know, I think even better on a man, but definitely a unisex, elegant kind of style to it. Definitely has that Raja flair. Like it's really hard not to smell elegant and affluent wearing a Raja. There's just something about the way he blends and the just this flair to those fragrances that just smell expensive. They really do. You never have to worry about that with his fragrances. But this one definitely does that as well. But I think there's been a little bit of confusion out there that this might be new, and it's not. It's just been moved from Fortnum & Mason into the Raja collection and repackaged. It's been repackaged with it's the basic, you know, gold plate, white crystals, kind of denoting that it's not part of a collection. But it is very beautiful. There's definitely depth to this one. There is this not quite smoky, but almost smoky like frankincense in here that really gives it a depth to it. The roses and the aldehydes give it a little bit of lift, but there's certainly that dark note down there. Always smells so elegant. There's almost like gives almost like a suede kind of feel to it, like there's suede leather. The way the rose petals mix with the oud and the frankincense. There is no leather in here. Don't misunderstand me. It just gives that suede kind of feel to it. It's very beautiful, very elegant. Gorgeous, gorgeous. If you liked the amber oud and you want something a little different, this doesn't have that ambery kind of boom. It's definitely more of a rose and frankincense kind of. It's really, really quite beautiful. But I do like this one. I'm happy to have it because I really wanted the Fortnum & Mason and I never got it. I just had the travel. So I'm pretty excited to actually have the bottle in my collection. Moving on. I do have a new one that I got. This is one of those where I saw the notes and I was like, oh, this sounds amazing. This is so my speed. I gotta try this. Kind of cute. I got this from Fragrancepedia House, where I also have a 10% code. He's got all kinds of cool fragrance houses that I've never explored before that I'm really enjoying kind of going through. Now, this one's called, this is Les Parfums de Rosine in Paris, and it's called Ballerina number 5. I have to admit, I pulled it out and I was like, oh, look, there's like a little scrunchie on her head. It's like a little scrunchie on her head. I was like, what is this? It's kind of funny looking. A light plastic lid. Now, mind you, I don't think this was very pricey either. Kind of a, you know, it's kind of a light, weird lid. I mean, it's cute. It's cute. I wasn't impressed, but it's cute. This one has a lot of notes, so I'll probably just put it up on the screen for you. But now, when I first sprayed this, I didn't like it. I mean, I honestly didn't like it, and I was cringing, and I thought, oh God. It opens with rose, fig, orange, orange blossom, and that to me sounds like heaven. I love fruity florals. But there's something about the rose in here that takes over, and to me, it was kind of like a matronly kind of rose, I think is probably the best way for me to put it. I was just like, okay, this is not bowling me over like I thought it would. It does dry down and completely change, but I did struggle with this opening for like 15-20 minutes. I mean, you know, rose and violet and lychee and almond blossom, like this all sounds phenomenal to me. It's a like, not a love, I have to be honest. It's okay. Like, I like the dry down way better than the opening, but there's something about it that just kind of keeps me from loving it. That oud and patchouli come in there along with these gourmands, but there's something kind of thick and rich, and it's not a fruity floral that I expected. It's kind of this like dense, sweet, it sweetens up, but it was denser, richer, and darker than I kind of expected it to be. I was really looking forward to light, fruity, floral. I mean, it smells good on the strip. Maybe it's my chemistry because it smells really good here. It does smell fruity floral here. I think it's maybe my chemistry. I might have to give this guy another try. Yeah, no, here we go. There's that, like, it's my skin. It's fine on the strip. It's not on my skin. On my skin, it gets this like almost mothball kind of thing in the opening that I just don't like. It's just not appealing. It's like roses in mothballs. I don't understand. It's a beautiful fruity floral on this strip. Like a gorgeous fruity floral on the strip. But not on my skin. It's really kind of funny. And then that is kind of there in that background, even though it richens up with this gourmand, but there's this something stale-like in the mix that I don't like. And it could very well just be me and my skin, but this one doesn't work for me. It's a very nice one, and it's apparently popular, and apparently like there's a whole series with these little poof kind of tutus on their head, and they're all different colors, and I really thought I was gonna love this one like head over heels, but I am enjoying the exploration. This one wasn't for me. Circling back to another one that I really do like, and I have a discount code for you too now, Greta 10, is Tomovichi Empyrean. I'd featured this before, and circling back to it, it's one I really like. Now it opens with this incredible strawberry. If you like the strawberry note that's in La Nuit Trésor, you're gonna like it. There's not the praline, but that strawberry. Gorgeous, gorgeous, vibrant strawberry. With a touch of nutmeg to give it a little bit of something interesting, but that strawberry is just beautiful and powerful. Then you get a mid of these gorgeous pink florals. Kind of can give you, like, remind you of Delina. It's not Delina, but it kind of like makes you think, because it's these gorgeous pink florals and you think of the pink bottle, but a gorgeous pink florals like peonies and rose, gorgeous, gorgeous, pretty kind of feel to it, or like Dior kind of feel to it. And then you start to get this Bacor that comes through. Bacor, what they burn on the charcoal, kind of giving that smoky kind of thing going through that. It's very unique. Don't typically see Bacor as that smoke that streams through. Really, really like this one. Really surprised. I mean, look at that gorgeous. It's kind of focus. I think I'm starting to hear about these on Instagram, but new. I think they might be getting distributed some places or in some shops now, but he's still really, really new. I did feature him when he launched and he had like a promo price going. It's not going anymore, but I do have the Greta 10 for 10%, but this one is really good. Now, and I find that one unisex. Men really, really enjoy that one as well. Now, there's also the DemiGod 21. I'm not as crazy about this one, but it's again that green opening that just doesn't do it for me. He definitely was thinking outside the box on this one. It's definitely different than anything I've smelled. It does open with mint, cardamom, and sage, giving a very green, fresh kind of opening. It's unique. It's not really to my personal taste. Definitely a men's fragrance. I don't know, it was a little too different for me. Those green aspects kind of stick around, and it kind of gives this juxtaposition to me. So there's also rose and iris in here, and then in a base of vanilla musk, sandalwood with a dash of cinnamon kind of base. But to me, that green thing sticks around that sage, and it gives this a juxtaposition, like kind of a little bit of a like clashing to me, that I personally, there are men that absolutely love this. I just wasn't crazy about it myself. What is up with this? But I personally wasn't crazy about it. But that's the DemiGod. I really, really love the Empyrean. That's clearly the winner of the two releases. And then this one I haven't talked about in a while, but certainly have not stopped loving on it, by EBK, the Ruby and Vanilla Neroli. I mean, I definitely love on this bottle. Gorgeous, sweet sugar, like powdered sugar rose with that like orangey neroli kind of flair. Gosh, this is that deep, rich vanilla fragrance with the brightness of Neroli that kind of just breaks it open. It breaks open that thick, rich original, the Ruby Vanilla. That one's very thick and dense and rich and gorgeous in the wintertime. This one breaks it open and is perfect for spring and summer. It's inspired by the film festival in Cannes, France. But this one is so gorgeous. I really like this one because it's a little bit lighter. Oh man, really good one. So these are the ones I've been circling back to and really enjoying with the new crazy weather we've been having. So let me know some of the fragrances you've been busting out with the change of weather in the seasons, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah!